So the character for wind is Feng, and it contains the representation of an insect or snake placed inside the character for origin or fun. And there's references in Chinese literature that say when the wind blows, insects are born. So here's that Chang, the snaky thing, and here's Fan, this primordial idea, and here's how it becomes Feng, or wind. And this concept plays a pivotal role in our Chinese medicine understanding of, let's say, influenza, I think. So let's look at this original character to assess and gain an etymological understanding of the seasonal flu. So back when there was an actual weather component in winter or during certain seasonal changes that people observed, I mean, there's weather components now, but they were just starting to observe the relationships between the weather components and getting sick. So during winter or these seasonal changes, there were flying insects that came out. And people noticed these insects in relation to the time that they were more prone to getting sick. And this started to give the impression that wind was the origin of bugs, which then led to infections. And there's also the idea in ancient Chinese literature that wind resides in caves and that it explodes out as gusts into the atmosphere. And caves are, of course, also where lots of bugs congregate. So this macrocosm-microcosm idea of our bodies representing patterns in nature, we can use that to harken back to our chat about how we have an ancient virus in our brains. So we may be the container or cave for this huddling of an ancient virus that expresses itself in periodic gusts of disease. And although in this Chinese character for wind, we don't see the most literal representation of a virus, that of course wasn't even an exact concept back then, it still contains the idea of an invasion contained in wind. And we can interpret this in part as something originating in the CNS, leading to a presentation of wind conditions like colds and flus, but also broader nervous system conditions like epilepsy, stroke, and Parkinson's. So that's one reason I think we may want to consider treating liver wind conditions with not only our traditional liver wind medicines, but also starting to incorporate a treatment that addresses a viral component.